The House on Serpent Hill. Once upon a dark, stormy night in a remote village, there stood a dilapidated old mansion on Serpent Hill, named after the serpentine roads that led to it. The mansion had a sinister reputation, and locals whispered tales of ghosts, curses, and the unspeakable horrors that had befallen its previous occupants. Despite the chilling stories, an adventurous group of friends, fascinated by the paranormal, decided to spend a night at the mansion to investigate its mysteries. The group consisted of 6 friends: Mark, the fearless leader; Claire, the group's skeptic; Peter, the tech-savvy investigator; Sarah, a psychic medium; David, a historian well-versed in the macabre; and Lucy, the photographer documenting their adventure. Together, they hoped to uncover the truth behind the legends of Serpent Hill. As the friends entered the cobweb-filled mansion, the heavy wooden door slammed shut behind them, the sound echoing through the dark halls. They exchanged nervous glances but continued their exploration. The mansion's interior was a labyrinth of decaying rooms, each filled with antique furniture and eerie paintings. In the dusty library, they discovered an old journal belonging to the last owner of the mansion, Dr. Nathaniel Crowley, a renowned scientist and occultist. The journal revealed his experiments to combine science and black magic to transcend life and death. The friends couldn't help but feel a growing sense of dread. As midnight approached, they heard strange noises emanating from the mansion's bowels. Following the sounds, they descended a hidden staircase into a secret laboratory. In the dimly lit room, they found bizarre machines and glass containers filled with grotesque creatures suspended in a mysterious liquid. The friends recoiled in horror as they realized that Dr. Crowley's experiments had resulted in the creation of monstrous hybrids. Suddenly, the mansion's power surged to life, and the machines began to hum ominously. The friends watched in terror as the liquid in the containers started to drain, and the creatures twitched and writhed. The glass shattered, and the abominations crawled out, free and hungry. A message scrawled in blood on the wall read, "The only way to escape is to become one with the experiment." Desperate to survive, the friends split up to search for an alternative escape route. As they traversed the dark halls, they were picked off one by the monstrous hybrids. In a chilling twist, the survivors discovered that their friends were not killed, but transformed into the very abominations they sought to escape. Peter, in a desperate attempt to find an escape, discovered a secret room filled with ancient books and scrolls. Among them, he found a journal written by a previous victim of Dr. Crowley's experiments. It described a hidden exit, but the path was treacherous and required a great sacrifice. With the mansion's walls closing in on them, the remaining friends were faced with a harrowing choice: succumb to the terror of the creatures or join the experiment in a twisted bid for survival. Sarah, driven by her psychic abilities, convinced the others to follow the path outlined in the journal, even at the cost of their humanity. As the darkness enveloped them, their cries of anguish echoed throughout the mansion. They had become the latest victims of the House on Serpent Hill. They navigated the treacherous path, each friend sacrificing a part of themselves, either physically or emotionally, to the malignant force that haunted the mansion. The once tight-knit group was fractured, and they barely recognized each other. As the sun began to rise, they finally reached the hidden exit. It was a narrow tunnel leading to the surface, but it was guarded by a grotesque creature that was once Dr. Nathaniel Crowley himself. He had become the final experiment, a twisted, monstrous version of his former self. The friends faced the abomination, using their remaining strength and willpower to defeat him in a fierce battle. In the end, it was Claire, the skeptic, who landed the decisive blow, plunging a shard of glass from one of the broken containers into Crowley's heart. The creature let out a deafening shriek and collapsed, its body dissolving into a pool of black ooze. Exhausted and battered, the friends crawled through the tunnel, emerging from the mansion's crypt just as the sun's rays broke over the horizon. The friends returned to the village, forever changed by their harrowing experience. The once skeptical Claire had seen the horrifying truth of the supernatural, while Sarah's psychic abilities were amplified by her brush with darkness. David, the historian, became obsessed with finding a way to reverse the transformations they had undergone. Peter, still tormented by the loss of his humanity, retreated into solitude, haunted by the monstrous creatures that now lived within him.